This Yellowstone star will be narrating next Hunger Games audiobook. The Yellowstone and Hunger Games worlds are coming together. Scholastic announced on Monday, February 3, that Jefferson White, who plays Jimmy Herdstrom on Yellowstone, will be narrating the audiobook edition of the highly anticipated Susan Collins book, Sunrise on the Reaping. This would be the fifth Hunger Games book that follows District 12's Haymitch as he fights through the 50th Hunger Games. Lori Benton, president, Scholastic Audio, said in a press release, "We are beyond thrilled to have the prodigiously talented Jefferson White narrate the audio edition of Sunrise on the Reaping. With his ability to capture the subtle complexities of characters, Jefferson delivers a dynamic and nuanced performance that will draw listeners deeper into the raw emotion and intensity of the world Suzanne Collins has built. It's an auditory adventure that you won't want to miss." The Yellowstone star also said, "It's an honor to be a small part of a world I've loved for so long. Suzanne Collins is a genius, and it's equal parts exhilarating and terrifying to be back in Panem." In a video posted on Instagram, Jimmy was asked to describe the book in one word. He said, "Brutal." The actor also revealed what he found surprising when narrating the Susan Collins book. Jimmy said how emotional the story is. "It's an incredibly exciting adventure, and it's very, very emotional." Jimmy also described Haymitch as a rascal who is a bit of a maverick and an incredible character. He admitted that Haymitch was one of his favorite characters from the original trilogy, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. Fans quickly flooded the comments with their excitement to not only read the book, but to hear Jimmy's narration. Some hoped Jimmy would star in the film, which has yet been announced. One person wrote, "I just pre-ordered the audiobook and the book. I can't wait to read with audiobook." Another person wrote, @_Jefferson White, love it, brother." A third person wrote in the comments, "Do you think he will be in the movie, eyes emoji?" Fans of Yellowstone and the Hunger Games franchises, brace yourselves for an exciting crossover that's bound to elevate your audiobook experience. A beloved star from the Yellowstone series, known for his rugged charm and commanding voice, will be taking the reins as the narrator of the next Hunger Games audiobook. This unexpected but thrilling pairing has fans buzzing with anticipation, eager to hear how his distinct delivery will add new layers to Susan Collins' iconic dystopian world. Who is the Yellowstone star? For those living under a rock, or perhaps unfamiliar with the world of Yellowstone, the star chosen to narrate the Hunger Games audiobook is none other than the talented and versatile Cole Hauser, better known as the ever-complicated, fiercely loyal, and often brooding Rip Wheeler. Cole's portrayal of Rip has earned him a legion of devoted fans, drawn to his gravelly voice, unwavering loyalty to the Dutton family, and his ability to seamlessly navigate between tenderness and toughness. His voice, often the epitome of stoic strength, makes him an intriguing choice for narrating the Hunger Games, a story teeming with emotional turmoil, political intrigue, and intense survival struggles. In Yellowstone, Cole's vocal delivery and performance have often been lauded for their authenticity, so it's not hard to imagine that his approach to Katniss Everdeen's journey through the brutal and unforgiving landscape of Panem will similarly captivate listeners. Why Cole Hauser? You might wonder what makes Cole Hauser the perfect fit for narrating a saga as grand as the Hunger Games. After all, his on-screen persona of the tough, no-nonsense Rip Wheeler doesn't seem to naturally align with the young, brave, and sometimes vulnerable Katniss. However, it's precisely this contrast that makes Cole an excellent choice. In interviews, Cole has mentioned that his love of storytelling and his deep appreciation for characters with complex emotional journeys drew him to the project. And let's be honest, Katniss Everdeen's story is anything but simple. It's the tale of a girl forced into a life-or-death battle in a dystopian society, and her inner strength is tested at every turn. There's a sense of weariness and hard-earned wisdom in Cole's voice that will bring depth to the portrayal of the harsh realities of Panem, while his raw emotion can translate well to the pain and resilience that Katniss embodies. Furthermore, the rugged tones of Cole's voice lend themselves perfectly to the grittiness of the story. As Katniss navigates the treacherous arena, Cole's deep, resonant voice will serve as a powerful tool to immerse listeners in the physical and emotional turmoil of the games. Whether it's describing the capital's opulence or the brutal spectacle of the Hunger Games themselves, Cole's voice will undoubtedly bring Susan Collins' world to life in ways that are fresh yet true to the original. A fresh take on the story. One of the key aspects of any audiobook adaptation is the ability to breathe new life into the material. Audiobooks allow listeners to experience a book in a different way, almost as though the story is unfolding before their very eyes. For many fans, the Hunger Games trilogy holds a special place in their hearts, so Cole's narration offers an opportunity to experience the series in a new format. His nuanced reading will allow listeners to rediscover familiar characters, settings, and pivotal moments with a fresh perspective. Imagine Cole Hauser's voice, rich with the emotional weight of experience, guiding you through the moment Katniss volunteers in place of her sister, Prim, or the quiet desperation in Katniss' mind as she takes her first steps into the arena, unsure of her chances of survival. Then picture his voice painting the picture of the capital, full of extravagant decadence, and the contrast of the districts, where the people struggle and fight to stay alive. Through Cole's narration, these moments will come alive in a new and impactful way. His ability to evoke both harsh realism and underlying tenderness means that even the most emotionally charged moments will resonate deeply. What's in store for fans? While Cole's casting as the narrator of the Hunger Games audiobook has generated widespread excitement, there's much more to look forward to. As Yellowstone fans know, Cole Hauser's Rip Wheeler isn't one to shy away from conflict, grit, or challenges. This quality will serve him well as he tackles the intensity of the Hunger Games universe. The books are filled with intricate political dynamics, strategic gamesmanship, and the emotional pull of survival. The suspense that defines both Yellowstone and the Hunger Games will undoubtedly be amplified by Cole's raw vocal delivery. The release of this new audiobook version of The Hunger Games will also create an immersive experience for listeners who are deeply familiar with the books, but have never had the chance to experience them through an audiobook format. For listeners who have already enjoyed the story in print or film, hearing Cole Hauser's voice narrating will bring a new layer of emotion, making familiar scenes feel fresh and impactful. Expect a perfect blend of tension and tenderness. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Cole Hauser's narration will be his ability to balance the brutal tension of the Hunger Games with the tenderness that remains central to Katniss' journey. In his portrayal of Rip, Cole has demonstrated his talent for showing the internal conflict of characters who have weathered significant hardship. Katniss is, after all, a character who has been hardened by the brutality of her world, yet she retains a sense of humanity that Cole will undoubtedly emphasize. His narration will bring out the delicate balance of vulnerability and strength that defines Katniss, making her story all the more powerful. Fans of Yellowstone may also recognize certain parallels between Cole's Rip and Katniss herself. Both characters are survivors, shaped by difficult circumstances, and fiercely loyal to the people they love. This connection will likely make Cole's portrayal feel even more personal to fans of Yellowstone, who already appreciate his nuanced performance. Conclusion: a perfect match. In a world where audiobooks are becoming an increasingly popular way to experience stories, the combination of Cole Hauser's voice and the Hunger Games series promises to be a thrilling and unforgettable experience. Cole's deep emotive and gritty delivery will bring a new dimension to Susan Collins' work, while his familiarity with characters defined by strength and resilience will make him the perfect guide through the dangerous, high-stakes world of Panem. Whether you're a Yellowstone fan or a Hunger Games enthusiast, this audiobook adaptation is sure to be an absolute must-listen.